I'm Carol Michaels. This instructional exercise video is made for those of you who have a variety of health issues. This will be perfect for those of you who have trouble getting up and down from the floor and for those of you with limited mobility. All you'll need is hand weights and a chair. Our first series of exercises will be focused on balance. The first one will be the leg swing. We'll take one leg and just bring it back and forth. We're warming up the leg. Try to stand up very straight while you're doing the exercise. You should be doing this with a very loose knee. As you get stronger, you can bring the leg further forward and further back. Let's switch to the other leg. Start small. We're just warming up the leg with a leg swing. Try to stand up nice and straight and be aware of your posture. The knee should be very loose. As you get stronger, you can bring the leg further forward and further back. Try not to lean on the chair. Our next exercise is front leg forward. So we take one leg, we step forward and come back. We start by holding on to the chair for the exercise. If you have good knees, you can take a larger step forward and bend both knees. Our goal is to be able to do the exercise without holding on to the chair. Try to load up that front leg and push off. So this way we strengthen the leg muscles as we work on our balance. Let's try the other leg. Switch legs. Start by holding onto the chair. Take a small step forward. And if your knees are feeling fine, take a larger step, bend both knees. And once you're able to do this and feel like you can do the exercise without holding onto a chair, take a large step forward, bend both knees. Remember to bend the back leg knee as well. So we load up that front leg and push away. Let's now do a side leg step. Take the leg, go out to the side, and come back in. It might be necessary to start the exercise by holding onto a chair. Your goal is to progress to the point where you can take a large step out to the side and come back to your starting position. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Let's take the leg, step to the side, and bring it back. If your knees are feeling fine, go out further to the side, bending the knee and pushing off. So once again, we're loading up the moving leg and pushing back to starting position. We're now going to do the step back. Take one leg, step back, and bring it together. Start once again by holding onto the chair. Try stepping back without holding on. And again, if your knees feel fine, take a larger step all the way back. Bend both knees. Let's switch to the other leg. Start with your step back, holding onto a chair. Try to step back without holding onto the chair. And if possible, large step back, bending both knees. The step backs are very important exercises. This way, if you trip and you fall forward, your legs are strong enough to prevent you from falling. If you fall to the side, hopefully you'll strengthen your legs to prevent a fall. The next set of exercises will help you improve your hip and spine strength. So sometimes it's very difficult to get up and down from a chair. So start by sitting on a chair that has arms. And we're going to do a stand-up, sit-down squat with arm assist. So place your hands on the armchair, but try 80% to use your legs to stand up and then sit right back down to the chair. Stand up, press your hips back. So right now we're learning very good squat technique where we press our feet into the floor to stand up, bring the hips back to sit down. For those of you who have weak knees, you can modify by sitting halfway down and back up. Another way to strengthen the legs is by doing an assisted squat. We're going to hold on to the chair, have the arms straight. Your feet should be a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We're going to bend the knees, push the hips back like as if you were sitting in a chair, and stand up. So if you're getting started with a squat exercise, you can assist with your arms a bit. Your goal would be to be able to perform the exercise without the assistance of the chair. Eventually, we'd like you to sit and not depend on the chair to help you come up. Let's now work on strengthening the hip. Hold on to your chair. We're going to bend the knee and bring the outer leg out to the side and back in. We're concentrating now on hip strengthening. Feel the muscles around the hip working. Take that same leg, have the leg straight. We're going to bring the leg up with a toe point, flex the foot, and bring the foot down. Point up and flex down. Point up, flex the foot, and bring it down. Point up and flex down. Again, lifting from the hip. As you get stronger, you can add a band or a leg weight to this exercise. Let's do the same exercises now on the other leg. So we're going to bend the knee on the outer leg, hold onto your chair, and bring the leg out and in with a bent knee. Concentrate on lifting from the hip. Think about your posture. Make sure you're standing up straight with ears right above the shoulders. And then take that outer leg, straighten it, bring it up with a toe point, flex the foot, and bring the leg down. Point as you come up, flex as you come down. These hip exercises are very helpful for increasing our bone density. And again, add an ankle weight or a band once you feel you can perform 10 without any difficulty. Our final exercise in this series will be to strengthen the front of the leg. We'll be working on quad strengthening. So let's take the right leg and extend it out. The foot will be flexed. We're going to bring the leg up and slowly back down. When you perform this exercise, try to sit up very straight. You don't want to move the torso back in order to bring the leg up. You should feel the quad muscle working. And let's switch to the other leg. Extend the leg out, flex the foot, bring the leg up and down. We're concentrating on lifting from our quad muscle. And now switch legs once again. Extend the leg out, externally rotate so the toe is out to the side. Check your posture, lift the leg up and down. This way we get the inner part of the leg. And let's do the same thing on the other leg. Extend the leg out, externally rotate from the hip so the toe is out to the side, and lift up and down. The seated leg raises are very helpful to keep your knees strong. We're now going to work on strengthening our arms and legs at the same time. So this will really challenge our balance and coordination. So we'll start off with some bicep curls. keeping the arms very close to the body. And now for an extra challenge, let's take our right leg and bring the heel up and back down. So we're doing a bicep curl and a hamstring curl for the back of the leg. When you perform your hamstring curl, try to make sure that the thighs stay pretty close together. And now switch to the other leg. Continue with your bicep curls. We're bending the knee. We're trying to bring the heel all the way up, bending the elbow and the knee at the same time. Let's strengthen the front of our shoulders by doing a front raise. Bring the palms in front of the legs. Use the strength of your shoulders and the upper arms to bring the weights straight up and down. Once again, to strengthen the back of the leg or the hamstring muscle, let's bend the knee and bring the weights up at the same time. And switch to the other leg. Let's place the weights down and work on strengthening the back of our leg and the spine. Hold on to your chair. Hinge from the hip. We want our back straight from hip to head. Take one leg and bring it straight back and down to the floor. Feel like you're lifting from the glute. The leg should be straight, but the knee should not be locked down. Let's switch to the other leg. To progress, we're going to take our right leg and the left arm and bring them up together and back down. If possible, we bring it up and lengthen. Almost feel like you're reaching the arm to the other side of the room. Let's switch now to the other opposite arm and leg. Start with the leg raise and add the opposite arm. While you're performing this exercise, try to keep the torso stable. Feel like you're lifting from the glute and the shoulder. Once again, switch to the other leg. Extend the leg out. We're going to lift the leg up, bend the knee, straighten, and down. Lift up, bend, straighten, and down. Let's switch to the other leg. Extend the leg out, bring it up, bend the knee, straighten, and down. So let's strengthen our lower legs now by doing calf raises. Bring the heels up and back down. You can start off by holding onto your chair. And once your balance improves, try to do a calf raise without holding on. Go up on the toes and back down. We can add some impact to this exercise, which is really important for our bone density, by going up on the toes and then applying pressure to the heels as we come down to the floor. This is a safe way of adding impact to your exercise routine. Now let's make sure that we're not favoring one leg over the other. We'll do a single leg calf raise. Hold on to your chair. We're going to use one leg only, go up on the toes and back down. Very often we have a side that is stronger than the other, so it's nice to add a single leg exercise. Let's switch to the other leg. Single leg calf raise, up on the toe and back down. Let's now work on strengthening our upper body and working on improving our posture. The first exercise will be the seated row. So sit on your chair, and I recommend that you sit in the front part of the chair. Hinge from your hips, so you're coming forward with a straight spine. Bring both elbows up. Squeeze the scapula together and bring the weights down. So we're using the strength of our upper back and the back of our shoulders. Bring the elbows up, keep the arms close to the body. And when the elbows are up, really squeeze the scapula or the wing blades together. It's important to concentrate on using your upper back and the back of your shoulders so you don't let your arms take over. Start the exercise with the upper back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. We'll now go right into a reverse fly. So stay in the same position, spine straight. We're going to take our weights, palms facing each other, bring the arms out to the side and back in. Once again, concentrate on the upper back. This exercise is helpful for those of you who have a forward lean and forward shoulders. Again, working on posture, we can now sit up nice and straight. Have your upper arms close to the rib cage, palms facing the ceiling. Bring the arms apart, just the forearms, and then back together. So the upper arm remains close to the body. And now let's move on to strengthen the bicep. This time we'll do a hammer curl so that we also strengthen the muscles in the forearm. Keep the upper arm very close to the torso. Check your posture. Once you're able to perform 10 repetitions of the exercise very easily, it's time to move up in the amount of weight that you're using. Now that we've strengthened the front of the arm, place both weights together, bring the arms up, and we'll work on the back of the arm or the tricep muscle. The upper arm should be very close to the ear. Bend the elbows, allow the weight to go behind the head and straighten the arm. There should be very, very little movement from shoulder to elbow. Let's strengthen our core now while we're seated in the chair. These exercises will be very helpful for those of you who do not like to get up and down from the floor. So let's sit down and take your right elbow and bring it to the opposite knee. So we do right elbow to the opposite knee. For those of you who have a stronger core, you can come in closer and lean back. But just make sure to keep the spine straight. We don't want to go into forward flexion. Let's try the other side. Bring the knee and elbow together and then apart. If it's hard to bring the knee up, just go in the direction of the elbow, but if possible, bring the elbow and knee together. Remember to keep the spine straight and not go into forward flexion. The pelvic tilt is a very helpful exercise for abdominal strengthening. So place your hands on your lower abdominals and inhale through the nose And as you exhale, you're going to press your lower abdominals in towards your spine. Inhale, sit up nice and straight. Exhale out through the mouth, pressing the navel towards the spine. One more time, inhale. And exhale, press the navel towards the spine. Let's move on now to the single leg press. We're going to take one leg and bring it in and extend out. While you bring the knee in, bring the torso into the knee. Once again, we're keeping our spine straight. We're hinging from the hip, keeping our spine straight from head to tailbone. Lean forward into the knee, lean back as you extend the leg out. Let's go to the other leg. Bend the knee, bring it into the body, and straighten the leg. While you straighten the leg, lean back with a straight spine. Let's now take the hands and we're going to clasp them together. Bring your arms from the right hip or the left hip up to the right shoulder. As long as you're going from opposite sides on the diagonal, we're trying to activate the side of our body or our obliques. We're doing a gentle movement without any extreme twisting. For those of you that are stronger, you can do this by holding on to a hand weight. Let's try the other side. Clasp the hands together, bring the hands onto the other hip, and come up on the diagonal. And now we'll go into our figure 8. Keep the torso stable. The arms are going to go out to the side, down, up and around, drawing a figure 8. Try to keep your body still. This way, we're stabilizing our core. We're activating our core against the movement of the arms. Check your posture. And again, once you're able to do this, add a hand weight to add some intensity to the exercise. Now that your body is warm, it's time to try to improve flexibility. So let's start by doing our hamstring stretch to loosen up the back of the leg. Extend one leg out with a neutral foot. Sit in the front part of your chair. We're going to hip hinge, keeping the spine straight. Come forward till you feel a stretch behind the leg. Let's do the same thing on the other leg. Extend the leg out. Press your hips back, but keep your spine straight from head to hips. Try to add slow relaxation breathing where you're inhaling slowly through the nose and exhaling slowly out through the mouth. Let's switch to the other leg. This time we're going to flex the foot, press the hips back, lean forward with a straight back. And with the flexed foot, you should feel a stretch throughout the entire back of the leg. Let's switch to the other leg. Extend the leg out, flex the foot, hinge from the hips. Add some slow relaxation breathing. The next stretch is for the hips. It's the figure 4 stretch. Place your ankle right on your knee. If this is difficult for you, it's fine to keep the leg a little bit lower. Sit in the front part of the chair. Once again, the spine is straight. Push the hips back and go to the point where you feel a stretch. Nothing should hurt. You should just feel the hip area loosening up. Continue with slow relaxation breathing. And switch to the other side. Place the ankle right above the knee if possible. Again, you might have to keep it a little lower. Hinge from your hip. Keep the spine straight. And only stretch to the point where you feel some tension, never any pain. You should feel this stretch in the hip area. Let's now bring the legs apart. Hold on right above the knees. Press your hips back and come forward. To stretch out the upper arms or the tricep, bring one arm up, bend, and press that elbow up to the ceiling. Try to keep the arm very close to the ear if possible. Continue with relaxation breathing. Let's go to the other arm. Bring the arm up, bend the elbow, and push that arm up until the elbow is pointing up to the ceiling. Keep the arm as close to the ear as possible. And now let's stretch out the shoulder. Bring one arm across the body. Take your other arm, press it in. And the other arm across the body. Hold on to the upper arm, press it in. And now to add a neck stretch to the shoulder stretch, arm across, press it in, look over the shoulder. Take your other arm, bring it across the body, press it in, and look over the shoulder. The next stretching exercises can be done from either a seated or a standing position. We'll start with shoulder rolls. We'll take our shoulders, bring them up to the ears as we inhale, and press them all the way back as we exhale. So we're making some very large shoulder circles. Inhale up, and exhale back. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Let's move on now to an alternating backstroke. We'll bring one arm up, back, and around, and then the other. Try to reach all the way up, push the shoulder back. This way we're loosening up the upper back, shoulder, and the chest. Our next one will be the frisbee throw. So we're going to make believe we have a frisbee in our hand. We're going to bring it to the side and then bring it on the diagonal and press the shoulder back. So from the hip up to the shoulder. Once again, we're trying to open up the chest and the shoulder. Let's take our invisible frisbee in the other hand and bring it to the side and over the shoulder. From hip up to the shoulder. So this way we're opening up the shoulder and the chest. Take both arms now and bring them in front. Bend the knees, bring your abdominals in towards the spine. We're going to straighten the legs and open up, bring the arms apart, bend the knees, and bring the arms together. Once again, open up, bring the shoulders and arms back, and then bring your abdominals in towards the spine. Very similar to a cat stretch. Abdominals go into the spine, straighten the legs, open up. One more time. Now place both of your arms behind you. Interlace the fingers and pull away from the body. You should feel a nice stretch throughout the upper body. Place the arms back by your side. Keep your shoulders all the way back and bring your right ear to the right shoulder. Bring your head back to center and bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Once again, ear to shoulder. And ear to shoulder. Keeping the shoulders back, take your head and look over one shoulder. Come back to center. Look the other way. Come back to center. One more time. Look over the shoulder. Back to center and the other way. And back to center. Let's finish off with our large circles with nice deep breaths. We're going to inhale through the nose and exhale as we push the shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. I hope you enjoyed this video. It will give you the tools that you need to exercise in the comfort of your own home at a time that is convenient for you. For more information, go to carolmichaelsfitness.com.